Imagine a building so grand that it stood as a symbol of power, religion, and artistry for over 1,000 years. Welcome to the Great Mosque of Damascus, a place where history, culture, and architecture collide. But how was this masterpiece built? And what secrets lie within its walls? Let's dive into the fascinating construction of one of the oldest and most iconic mosques in the world. This is the story of the Great Mosque of Damascus. Before we talk about the Great Mosque, let's rewind. Damascus is one of the world's oldest cities, and this site was already considered sacred long before the mosque existed. First, it was a Roman temple dedicated to Jupiter. Later, it was transformed into a Christian basilica dedicated to John the Baptist. So, how did it go from a cathedral to one of the greatest mosques in Islamic history? In 705 AD, the Umayyad Caliph al-Walid I had a grand vision. He wanted to create a mosque that not only served as a place of worship but also showcased the power and artistry of the Islamic world. He didn't just want any mosque. Al-Walid wanted the best mosque the world had ever seen, one that would rival the beauty of the churches of Byzantium and the temples of the ancient world. The construction of the mosque began in 706 AD, but it wasn't just a local project. Al-Walid gathered artisans, engineers, and craftsmen from across the empire, Byzantine mosaicists, Roman architects, and Persian artists, all to create this masterpiece. Think of it like a medieval version of Extreme Makeover, but instead of a house, they were building one of the world's greatest mosques. Now, let's talk about the mosque's design. At the heart of the structure is a large courtyard surrounded by arcades with towering arches. The prayer hall boasts a massive dome and 3 minarets, each with its own unique style. But what truly sets the Great Mosque of Damascus apart are its mosaics, breathtaking scenes of nature, palaces, and rivers, created with millions of tiny glass tiles. These mosaics were heavily influenced by Byzantine art, and they are still considered some of the finest in the Islamic world. But the Great Mosque of Damascus isn't just an architectural marvel, it's also a deeply spiritual place. Inside, it houses the shrine of John the Baptist, a figure revered in both Christianity and Islam. For centuries, the mosque has been a center of faith, learning, and community. It became a symbol of Islamic power and unity, drawing people from across the empire. The Great Mosque of Damascus has withstood the test of time, surviving wars, earthquakes, and changes in leadership. Each era added its own layer of history to the mosque. Despite these challenges, the mosque remains a shining symbol of Islamic architecture and Damascus's resilience. The Great Mosque of Damascus inspired countless other mosques around the world. From Spain to India, its architectural style and cultural impact can be seen far beyond the city's walls. As we admire this architectural wonder, we are reminded of the incredible craftsmanship, vision, and cultural fusion that made the Great Mosque of Damascus a beacon of art, faith, and history. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the construction of the Great Mosque of Damascus. If you enjoyed learning about the history behind one of the world's most iconic mosques, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more amazing stories from world history.